On page 269, in the morning before we spoke about that a person is allowed to feed animals, that those animals belong to him.
Yes.
But animals that does not belong to him, animals that they are belong to the street, belong to the street animals.
People don't walk.
You're not allowed to feed on Shabbat. Besides one animal,
Dog.
dog.
Outside
Why dog bechor?
What just happened?
Because Hashem says we're going to give respect to the dog. Because it's great father
But other animals
was sitting
if it's not
quiet.
your animal, you cannot feed on.
Whenever your great father came out of Egypt.
Как вы думаете, это Йосеф или Ари?
This Yosef, you see right away.
Видно, да? Заметно, да?
ברשות מוריי ורבותיי,
А я думал, что это Ари пришел.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהכל נהיה בדברו.
Йосеф, Ари придет? А пока сядьте сюда. Леви место здесь.
Okay, let's go next. Then, Rabbi Shal, let's go next. Then, Bechor, are you allowed to feed? Are you allowed to feed animals that on Yom Tov?
Yes.
Only dogs.
No, you can, you allowed.
On Yom Tov,
Yes, we said we...
on a holiday, can you feed any animals?
Да.
Is the law different Shabbat or Yom Tov?
Yes.
Yes?
Haggai, tell us why. You're saying the right answer. Tell us why.
Shabbat, you allowed to feed only dog because he got from God permission.
Yeah, thank you.
Even though
Dog,
it's not
good.
your dog,
What about
you
Yom
can allow
Tov?
to feed.
What about Yom
The
Tov?
other animals you're not allowed to feed on Shabbat. But
Good. What
Shabbat,
about Yom Tov?
Yom Tov, you cooking.
Can you cook for an animal?
Yes.
On Yom Tov?
Yes.
No, we'll learn in the morning.
I mean, you're not cooking for animal. You cooking. You can feed him, not cooking.
So we learned in the morning, Bechor. Bechor, we learned in the morning. You're not allowed to cook for Goy on Yom Tov.
Yes.
For Mechalel Shabbat. He wants to eat shashlik, jigar, all these things on Yom Tov. You're not allowed to. Even though everything is already ready. That the mangal, everything on. You don't need to do extra work for him.
Yes.
Just put the meat on the sikh and put it on the mangal. Not allowed to on Yom Tov. Because Mechalel Shabbat counts like a goy, chas v'shalom.
What if it's your in-laws and
Значит,
everything?
Йом Тов не надо приглашать оленей.
No, you could welcome them, but do not cook something specially for
Did you
them.
check about the meat carpaccio? If the meat is allowed.
No, nobody reminded me. I told you guys, remind me. Rabotai, Habibi, this is Bedin. It's a very busy place.
No, мы говорили, что
How did you go from the
Goy,
halachot of
Goy, he's not allowed to cook
grinding
for you,
to
right? The meat.
cooking?
We finished
The meat is not allowed to cook for you,
Ah,
right?
no, grinding. We're speaking about
Шашлык, когда
grinding
вы
is for the
зовете, он
animals.
не имеет права стать на огонь. So мы сказали, когда можно делать, когда ты
What
можешь,
if your in-laws are not Shomer Shabbat? They
когда
can't
ты
allow
кушаешь
you.
что-то,
One by one.
when you're eating
no idea what
something,
he's saying.
when you're eating something, no, listen to this one, it's very good.
If it's
It's
in English,
for
I can
everybody.
listen.
So we said, Goy, he not allowed to cook for you because he's gonna put his tuma on the food, right? So we say he allowed to cook only on the induction oven, or that fruits or vegetable or meat or fish, whatever is it, is edible as raw. So
Meat,
Induction.
now we said the meat is edible as a raw also because they're doing days carpaccio. That day they didn't know it was carpaccio.
What's carpaccio?
Today they're doing carpaccio. They're slicing the meat, very
Raw
thin.
meat.
Raw meat. They're slicing. They're putting on the plate and then
Tartar.
The hot plate?
it's like a tartar.
They
It's
bring
like
in front on the table? They put you on the table?
No
no
cook. It
cook.
says raw.
raw meat. They're putting on the there and then they're putting the sauce, pulses, all this stuff. So I asked Rabbi if this is today they're eating the raw meat, raw meat. So Goy can cook for you the meat. You don't need to do 30%.
I have no idea what that is.
Can I go cook for you carrots?
Yes.
I wanna make.
Вам жарить мясо?
Can I
Да,
go?
если это вот будет
No,
правильно.
he's asking because didn't say that the goy could do it. He's asking if goy can make carrots or no.
Yes.
Cook for you carrots. Can he make or no?
It's edible.
Markovka, can he cook for you? Good. He cooked for you. Why is he allowed to?
To be edible as raw.
Why is it allowed, Bechor?
Because eatable.
Edible. So Chagai is asking, Rabbi, meat today is also edible. Today there is carpaccio. Kakot way of making meat raw. Raw, he says.
Slicing it.
So can a guy make for me also shashlik now? Why not?
They're putting salt.
Because that meat, oh, you can
Salt, pepper, salt.
When they put on the hot plate, it's just burn.
Maybe they're holding this in the freezer
Why not?
for
Carrot allowed because edible raw. Why meat not allowed?
Fish.
That's his question.
обычно, люди, majority, это ропо не кушают.
И как, fish вы кушаете?
You don't need majority, Bechor. As long as there is a group of people that eat it, it's considered to be raw, it's considered to be edible raw.
Bechor, you
Doesn't have
eating
to be
fish,
majority.
raw fish, you eating sushi, pushi.
Я не ем.
Okay, not you. People over here, half of the people they're gonna eat.
Lox,
So
lox.
the goy can
Relax.
Lax is not, Rabotai, it's not a good example. It's cooked with salt.
the fish goy can cook
Smoke
for you.
with the salt. Rabotai, Meir Kim, please behave. Meir Kim, bevakasha. Now,
You understand?
now start behaving, please. Meir John. Okay, we're continuing. So in the morning, Bechor, we learned about the
Any place that can do it, go it. If you be catching just
Fish.
fish.
For now, yeah, but you need to find out.
a guy asking why not. We learned not allowed. Shulchan Aruch says not allowed to. Goy cannot make shashlik for you. Cannot make meat for you. A guy asking, Rabbi, there's carpaccio. People eat carpaccio raw. So it's like a carrot. If carrot eat raw, you can make a goy to do it, cook for you. Why carpaccio is different, that the meat different?
A certain type of meat, no? It's not every it's considered carpaccio.
Yeah, okay, so let's say the meat of carpaccio. Is it kasher or no?
Where is prime beef? 200 grams.
So why the goy cannot make for you shashlik? It's also edible raw, the meat. What's the answer? I also John.
Заостряйтесь там.
What's the answer?
But majority of
That's
the
his
world,
question. I have to look into it.
most of the people they eat the meat.
Now, we said, Bechor, back to our laws. That was a side question.
הנה רשום פה. В теории, is in Russian,
What, carpaccio is edible raw?
say кусочки, слайсы сырого мяса.
בסדר, carpaccio.
Приправленные оливковым маслом.
What, carpaccio?
Yeah, carpaccio.
בסדר. I understand your
So
question.
it's
It's a good question. Listen, בסדר. Not everything is have an answer right away, no?
Rabbi, you're gonna be the first one.
Oh.
Nobody on it.
Okay,
So
now,
next we can.
now we learned in the morning, Bechor, there is an opinion of Tosafot. Tosafot said that you're allowed to feed a an animal on Shabbat. One Chachamim said you're not allowed to, it's on Yom Tov. Why? Because you may, on Yom Tov, are you allowed to shecht an animal? Shchita, make an animal on Shabbat, on Yom Tov. Can you do it or no? Yeah? So Chachamim were afraid, you're going to feed an animal on Yom Tov, it's going to be right here up. You're going to catch it, make shechita, make shashlik. Because Yom Tov you're allowed to catch, make shechita, no problem. So Chachamim said you're not allowed to do that on Yom Tov because shechita is allowed to be done. But catching is not allowed to be done. So but if you're going to feed it, then you're going to be tzad. There is a chance you're going to come to catch it. You trap it. Trapping is not allowed on Yom Tov.
Are you gonna do the shechita if you don't catch it?
No, it has to be prepared before. It has to be mukhan me'erev Yom Tov. You have to, before Yom Tov comes, say this and this bird, I want to make shechita. Masechet Tetzah.
Then you can catch it.
No, then you can check them. It's already caught.
כמו בפסח של
You have to prepare.
יציאת מצרים,
Right.
שהם לקחו את
But you have to say
הכבש,
exactly, this is the animal from Korban Pesach.
Catch it, turn the neck, and then be able to come.
No. Catch it means designated before Yom Tov. You have to say, this bird, I want to make shechita on Yom
So
Tov.
not holding it, you can catch
Yeah,
it.
any animal you're going to make shechita and hold it. Here you need to do preparation, designation before Yom Tov.
You cannot run after animal.
Got it? So Chachamim said you're not allowed to feed it on Yom Tov because you might come catch it on Yom Tov. So says Ravadia, what about Shabbat? If a person wants to go to the lake and feed the geese, feeding the geese, ga. Can you do that or no?
Yeah, because you're not,
Shabbat.
you're not shechted.
Oh, because Shabbat, you're not going to shecht it. You're not allowed to shecht. You're not allowed to make shashlik. On Shabbat, on Yom Tov, you could. For Jewish people, Shomer Shabbat. For Mechalel Shabbat Yosef, if you have a cousin, brother, sister, doesn't matter who, relative or a far relative or a friend, Mechalel Shabbat. Can you make shashlik for him on Yom Tov or no?
No.
Not allowed to. Because by Jewish law, he's like a goy. You cannot make shashlik for a goy on Yom Tov. You're not allowed to make shashlik for a dog on Yom Tov. Even dog, you have to give him
You cannot
respect.
say this
You cannot
one,
cook
Rabbi.
for him.
You're doing
So
for
too
yourself,
says
first of
Rabbi
all.
Yosef, you cannot cook for Mechalel Shabbat on Yom Tov. Mumkin is.
Rabbi,
Why? He's like a goy.
then we learned that you're not allowed to
Не евреем.
Вы делаете для себя.
Cook before Yom Tov. If you have ghosts coming to you on Yom Tov, knowing he's not going to come Shalom, right? So that's Shabbat Tzotzah. He's not going to come on Yom Tov. He's going to come before Yom Tov.
Sometimes they come on you.
So then you have to give him from the food you will prepare for yourself. Like you like, let's say in a palov. Make extra palov, but you are, the extra palov you're doing really for yourself. Even you're not going to eat everything. You and your wife and your children are going to eat, let's say, sepiola. You're going to make 3 cups of rice, right? Let's say. But right now you have another family, you're going to make 5 cups of rice. So you cooked another 2 cups of rice from Mechalel Shabbat. Says the Gemara, no problem. Why? Because you're making it in one pot. Whenever you're making food in one pot, it makes the food tastier.
But question about
When you make bigger quantity of food, it's always tastier than smaller quantity of food. Rule of cooking.
when you invite
Hold on,
him-
before questions, let me finish. So, but if you're gonna make shashlik, you're gonna make 3/6 or 5/6. Are they gonna affect the other 6? No, they're disconnected. So these type of things you cannot do on Shabbat, on Yom Tov for the not religious relatives on Yom Tov. So you're gonna have to cook something in one pot versus doing like a 6 for this type of situation, not to disrespect them. But between me and you, they are not Jewish people by Jewish law. They lost their neshama when a person mechalel Shabbat. That's how serious it is.
Next.
Not a joke.
Can they cook for you?
No,
No?
no.
So let's say they invite you to come. Because they're like making a meal,
What
whatever, though
about
they
you
don't keep.
gonna do this
Problem.
to your relative and bring them to more closer to the Torah? This and
No
that?
problem, no problem. But do not cook separately for them. Cook, but not separately for them. Cook for yourself.
А если
In a
он сам
palo.
себе- Он сам себе пожарит.
No, nemesho. It's like a goy. A goy, can you tell a goy on Shabbat, he's a Jew and a goy at the same
Я
time?
себе жарю, он себе жарит.
Not allowed to.
Why?
Because he has no permission to cook for himself today.
Why?
He's a goy. He's a Jew that has to keep the laws of goy.
What do you mean?
Wash on his knife.
Okay, he's gonna tell him you do your own. Also, you can get hurt. Why you don't do? For everybody else you do. For me, you say you do. What's the problem?
Let's go do it together.
Yeah. So why do
Rabbi,
you
I have a question.
Not allowed.
among the others?
Not allowed.
Rabbi, I have a question.
So the goy can't cook.
Mayor has a question about it.
Major.
We learned that we're not allowed to feed the geese if it's not yours on Yom Tov.
Oh,
How can you allow to put it like this?
that's the question Tosafot is asking. Tosafot is asking. He says on Yom Tov you're not allowed to feed. Why? Because you might catch it and shecht it. Catching
You cannot drink.
is a problem on Yom Tov. He says, however, on Shabbat, you're not going to come to shecht it because you cannot do alaysh, you cannot do anything with that. So therefore, on Shabbat, there is more reason to be lenient, says Rabbi Yosef, to feed street animals.
About Yom Tov.
On Yom Tov, not allowed to 100%.
I thought we were talking about Yom Tov.
On Yom Tov, it's not allowed 100%.
Can you feed the animal that you designated?
Question.
When?
Like, let's say someone's designated this animal.
Your animal? Only your animal you could.
So on Yom Tov, you're not allowed to feed any animal,
Yeah. On Yom Tov, only yours
or
animal.
you're not allowed to cook.
Not allowed to feed, also not allowed to cook. Cooking is
But
separate.
on
area.
Shabbat, you're allowed to feed.
According to Tosafot. It's not halacha. Halacha is that any of the days you're not allowed to. Not Shabbat, not Yom Tov.
So now you say.
However, Rabbi Bar Yosef says, if it is any way you're going to do it. Example, like we gave in the morning, a person finished eating, he takes out the tablecloth, he's going to shake it on the backyard with the breadcrumbs, with the bones and everything over there. He's going to shake it in his backyard always, regardless. It's going to be Shabbat, it's going to be Yom Chol, doesn't matter when. He finished eating, he's doing it. So by him doing that and the animals are going to eat from that, he's not doing extra effort for them. He's doing that for, he's cleaning of his on the table. In such a case, it's not extra tircha, it's not extra effort that he's doing for the animals, no problem.
By this case. By
Got
this
it?
case.
Yeah.
But if you're taking specially the food and you're feeding
That's a problem.
by Tosafot, it's not a problem.
Tosafot is not a problem. Yeah,
By
but
halacha- by
bottom
halacha,
line,
bottom
we
line
are
is a problem.
very good.
So you're saying on Yom Tov you're not allowed to cook if the Jewish person is not Shomer Shabbat.
Very good.
So now, when you're inviting your guest, right? You're preparing food
Before
for
Shabbat.
yourself
Before Yom Tov.
also.
Before Yom Tov.
No, you're preparing the shashlik, mashlik, you buying the meat. Let's see now, Yom Tov, you're
buying
doing
the meat
shashlik,
before
you're
Yom
doing
Tov.
plov, you're doing shashlik.
When are you making shashlik? On Yom Tov?
On Yom Tov.
You cannot do it for
buy-
Mechalel Shabbat.
Hold on. But you buying the stuff before,
Doesn't matter what you buy before.
right?
Right before.
Now, when you have guests, you're gonna eat with the guests. You're not gonna do and you're gonna give it to them.
Problem, what can I tell you?
How's the problem, Rabbi?
Bring את החזון עובדיה downstairs, Yom Tov. Oh, I have it here.
No, but question: you eating from this food? You're doing for your family and yourself.
אסור! ג'ון בזן, אסור.
When it's separate, it's.
What do you think? I made the rules.
You understand? If it's one pot, it's.
No, I
together.
don't understand.
This is three separate sieves. So you cook
Мне
it
тяжело
yourself.
доходит.
Here, I'll show it to you. Here. You're gonna see right away. And now it's gonna go in.
Вы позвали сейчас гостей.
Now in Russian. Until now it was in
Я
English.
знаю, что здесь какой-то олень. Не
Ло
Шомер
Шомер Шаббат.
Шаббат.
Ну вы же кушаете эту еду.
Какую?
И в конце они уходят, они и даже у вас остаются.
На, читай. רבותיי,
Вы же его.
he has the book right now.
So then,
Tzicha. חזון עובדיה, Yom Tov, page 38. Listen to this. Chagai is reading. אסור.
אסור לבשל
Don't jump.
לצורך.
Read until the end.
אוקיי. אסור לבשל לצורך גוי ביום טוב.
Good. What it says?
לצורך גוי.
I know you're gonna jump. I said don't jump.
I didn't jump. I said לצורך גוי.
Good. What does it say?
Shema.
Bechor looks at. Look how Bechor looks at you.
He say no cooking for גוי.
Oh.
For
Why?
גוי.
Why? שנאמר, because it says in Torah.
שנאמר,
אך אשר
אך אשר
יאכל
יאכל
לכל
לכל
נפש
נפש
הוא לבדו יעשה לכם.
לכם.
Torah says you're only allowed to cook food on Yom Tov for you.
This parsha, huh? This parsha.
פרשת בו, yeah. Our parasha.
ולא
That's it.
לגויים.
Bechor, we did parasha today.
בסדר,
Exactly.
ולא לגויים. ולא לגויים. ואסור לבשל גם
לכם ולא
לצורך
לגויים. קראים.
קראים
Now what
ביום
about people
טוב? מה
that
זה
don't believe?
קראים?
קראים are people believe only in the written Torah. All Mishnah, Gemara, they don't believe. Can you cook for them or no?
Эти олени пусть рядом пасутся.
Rabbi, he didn't say over here the
Hold
Jewish
on.
people.
Hold on. Read.
Goy.
can you cook for him or no?
No.
וכן
סליחה.
אסור
Read.
לבשל, וכן אסור לבשל לצורך ישראל שמחלל שבת. בפרהסיה. הוא רשום בפרהסיה. רשום בפרהסיה.
מחלל שבת בפרהסיה.
בפרהסיה, אבל אם הוא
A
לא
person that
מחלל
is driving his car in the public. What is he? מחלל
לא,
שבת?
הוא בבית, הוא...
I'm not saying בבית. I said בפרהסיה. A person is going to work. A person is driving his car. A person doesn't telephone.
Yeah, but
You
we
go on
don't have-
Facebook, there's 10 people
We
know.
don't have relatives like this.
Well, listen, he posted something on Shabbat. Who is this? They don't know this guy.
Вот давай. Семья религиозная, один олень не религиозный. Семейная.
נו, מה תעשה עכשיו שם?
Я что, на Йом Тов не могу шашлык делать, чтобы моя семья кушала?
Анна.
That's what he says. אסור.
יאללה, מой сын, что вы скажете, мне кушай?
Read. לפיכך.
זה צריך לעבוד על זה.
עבוד על זה, הנה.
לפיכך
קניגו יא פקדה.
אסור להזמינו ליום טוב.
אנא.
גזירה שמה יבשל בשבילו.
אנא.
בגזירה בפני עצמה. ואם
See, when you're
בא
cooking by
גוי
himself for him,
או-
that's the problem. But if you're doing the same part for you and for him, it's no problem.
ביום טוב יש אומרים שמותר לעשות קפה הרבה.
No, it's something else.
אבל אם בן שלך הוא לא שומר שבת,
Problem.
או הפוך, בן שומר שבת, אבא לא שומר שבת.
Problem. Jonah
מה זה
Bazar.
problem?
So that's why make palo, make bash, make something in one
ג'סי
pot.
צריך לעיין פה בעניינים.
ג'סי, קח תמונה, תשלח לכל הרבנים בארץ, קח.
ואני אין לי בעיה עם מה שהרב אומר, אבל יש לאן זה הרב עובדיה אמר,
Он брать кушать может?
שאם אדם, היום בדור שלנו יש להם בושה.
Yeah.
עכשיו,
Папа для себя съел.
Поставил на стол. Каждый берет по палочку. Можно это кушать?
No.
Сам.
No.
Одно.
Because Papa is not going to eat 26.
זה מה שאני
You
אומר.
made for yourself 26?
ואם זה בן לא
26 you're gonna eat?
ואתה הזמנת אותו, רוצה לעשות על היישוב, לא, אתה...
Why did you bake 24? For who?
זה משהו...
Everybody, if he wouldn't come, how much you would make? Same amount?
יש פה בעיה.
If you make the same amount, okay. But it's between you and Hashem. Hashem knows what is
We have problem over here.
What problem?
If this is gonna be your son, and you're gonna cook, and you're
לא
gonna say
עלינו, לא
inside
עלינו,
your
לא
things
עליכם, what can I
you're
tell
doing sinah. What do you mean?
So listen, רבותיי. That's the rule. Now we say, Rabbi, I have a bread situation. Find me a way around. There is ways around. I'm not saying no, but I'm not gonna share them, especially not on camera. But the general rule is, it's not allowed. Now you say, Rabbi, find me a leniency. Give me a leeway. Give me a tax write-off. Give me a.
Next.
we тоже next one.
Very good. חיירקתי ימין בכור אסתק. Next.
תשאלו את החוזק.
That's it. Все, я показал вам книгу. No argument with me.
Hold on, this is halacha. He's saying, what is
I
this?
showed you the book.
What is the book over here? What kind of book is it?
נשאר זיגות ונעלה, פתאום פעם.
What kind of book is it?
רבי עובדיה יוסף, אדון עובדיה.
This book is not halacha. אתה יכול להעליב בן אדם? אפילו שאתה
חזון
אבל
עובדיה.
אם אתה מעליב בן אדם, הוא לא יחזור בתשובה בכלל אחר כך.
So don't disrespect the בן אדם. קוק פלו! תמו!
Back to grinder.
Right now.
guy, don't do shishlik.
יאללה, רבותיי, let's go, back to us. Он у нас сейчас взорвется, он уже сидит. Осторожно будьте.
One of the commandments of Bukhari law is shishlik on
Next.
No more jokes.
Yeah, we know.
Let's go, רבותיי.
Ahmed, what are you gonna do?
Number
You show
3.
Shabbat, your Abba no show Shabbat. You're not gonna cook for him?
Ask
What are
Rabbi.
you gonna say?
It's gonna make palo.
In Iran, it's not like this, my son.
Ask your local Rabbi.
Best.
Some say that winter, when the animals do not have as much food, it is permitted on Yom Tov or on Shabbat. Especially since Parashat Beshalach is read on the 15th of Shabbat, which occurs in the winter. So says Ravadia that during the winter, we have another reason to be lenient.
On what?
To feed the birds. The whole problem is, there is minhag, thank you, there is a minhag, be careful, today it's already spilled over here. Yeah. Listen, Bechor, there is a minhag that they used to feed animals, birds. Right now, Shabbat is coming. Thursday is Rosh Chodesh, you know that. Tomorrow night is Ya'aleh V'Yavo. Wednesday night, Ya'aleh V'Yavo. Thursday is Rosh Chodesh. Shabbat. 2 weeks from there, it's going to be Tu B'Shvat. The Shabbat before, it's called Shabbat Shira. Shabbat Shira. There was a minhag to feed the birds.
What day you have to feed?
To feed the birds. That Shabbat. A few rabbis said, listen, this is a bad minhag. Why? You're feeding animals. They don't belong to you. Birds belong to you. So how you feed them?
I guess you was gold.
No. I'm not talking about birds you own. I'm talking about birds of the street. They used to go on the street, feed the birds. Why? Because to remember the miracle that they did for us, the birds, not disrespecting God. When Datan and Aviram, you know the story of Datan and Aviram? Datan and Aviram, Hashem said with the man, do not take extra because it's going to rot. Do not take, if you're going to take less, you're going to still have enough. To take today, don't take for tomorrow. Because tomorrow I'm going to give you new. On Friday, take double. Shabbat, I'm not bringing down. Everything had rules. Friday, the Datan and Aviram came. They took extra man. Shabbat morning, they put it out. They said, here, Moshe Rabbeinu is liar. Here, he said, not going to have man on Shabbat. What man?
Was Datan and Aviram did that?
Yeah. Who came to take away before people saw it? The bird came on Shabbat, removed it. Not to disrespect Hashem's name. So because of that, there is a minhag that when Jewish people came out of Egypt, Parashat Beshalach, it's coming up right now. Bo Beshalach, right? Beshalach ito. Right now we're coming. Right now, Bo Bujit. This Shabbat, next Shabbat is going to Beshalach, coming out of Egypt, going through the river, through the sea.
Parashat Mon.
So over there is going to be Parashat Aman. It's going to be the splitting of the sea, Yam Sukiyat Yam Suf,
Oz Yashir.
Az Yashir. It's going to be a lot of interesting parashot coming up. So in that parasha, there was a minhag to feed the birds. Says Rabbi Ovadia, some rabbi said, this is not good minhag. Why? Shabbat, you're feeding animals on the street. We learned that only your animals you're allowed to feed on Shabbat. I hear it's the animal of the street, Choti Delish. So Rabbi Ovadia Yosef says, listen. First of all, what's the reason you're not allowed to feed the animals of the street? Why not?
Maybe you want to catch them.
Huh? One reason is because Tosfot says, because you might shecht it. When do you shecht them? On Yom Tov or on Shabbat? On Yom Tov. Shabbat is no problem. That's one reason to allow. Second reason. What's the reason not allowed to feed them? Another reason is because they can eat themselves. If you wouldn't feed them, they're gonna die?
Nope.
They're gonna have other food. Go here, go there, gonna eat. Says Rav Ovadia, what season they will have food? During the summer or during the winter? Where they have more food on the street? Summer. During the summer. During the winter, everything is frozen, everything is covered with snow. What the birds are gonna eat, Bechora? So he says, because on the summer they can go and fly and get their food themselves, why should you work for Shabbat? Shabbat you're supposed to rest. They have food. So, but that's during the summer. What about during the winter? During the winter they don't have. So that's another reason. When do we feed that bird? Parashat Shalach. In 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now, it's summer or still winter?
Winter.
It's still winter. So because it's still winter, there is another reason why you allowed on Shabbat to feed the birds, even though they don't belong to you.
In Egypt, the winter is not winter over there. It's
Nothing to do with Egypt. Egypt was finished. It was because of the dogs.
Only this Shabbat or any Shabbat then? That leniency, you could use that leniency for any Shabbat?
Yeah.
So it says this minhag we have a reason to be lenient. It's not, you should not drag it to because other places doesn't have this minhag.
Also,
Only this
another
minhag.
leniency if you always do it to clean your tablecloth. That's another leniency.
All right, if you're anyway going to do such a thing. Yeah. Number 4, what is the reason for such a custom feeding the birds on Shabbat Shirah? By fulfilling the custom of feeding the birds on Shabbat Shirah, we remember the miracle of the man. As we do not have the jar of man to remember it by. And there is a mitzvah to strengthen the emunah in Hashem, will provide sustenance. The trust that Hashem will provide sustenance for those who toil in Torah. People that they toil in Torah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, I'm going to take care of their emunah, of their parnasah. I will take care of their parnasah. Back in the day, when we had Bet HaMikdash, we had Aron HaKodesh. In Aron HaKodesh, Hashem said, you're putting three things. What was inside Aron HaKodesh, Yaakov?
Broken luchot.
3 things inside Aron HaKodesh.
Torah and the man.
Huh? Broken luchot,
New
complete luchot,
Man.
and man. Jar of man inside Aron HaKodesh. Bechor, imagine somebody puts right now palo inside Aron HaKodesh. So what are you doing? Hashem says, I want you to remember for generations to come. That person is going to say, Rabbi, if I'm going to learn Torah, how I'm going to make money? I said, look at the man right inside where the Aron HaKodesh is, right inside next to the Torah. That whenever a person is come to study Torah, Hashem said, I'm going to bless you with a parnasah. Don't think that I am forgetting that you study Torah. You say, Rabbi, maybe I should get another job. 9 to 10, I should go work here, work there. I come from work later. Why? I want to make more clientele. I'm going to make more money. What about your Torah? You have to study Torah every night. Rabbi, you got to make parnasah, you got to make money. Hashem says, you're taking less time from the work. I'll bless your parnasah. He says, how are we going to remember? Nowadays, we don't have a jar. We don't have that man. You see inside our Kodesh, what? Look, parnasah. You don't have that. He says, that's why this minhag is good minhag. So to let the Jewish people know that HaKadosh Baruch Hu fed us with man. And the same way he was able to feed us with man in the desert, give a parnasah in a place that is impossible to give parnasah. Tzimbori, how much more so you can make that work for in New York? There is so much opportunities in New York. So you should never, chas v'shalom, fall down from your emunah in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's why Rabbi Ovadia Yosef gives stampovka, stamp that this minhag is a good minhag, and people could practice this minhag feeding the birds on Shabbat Shirah.
What does that have to do with parnasah?
Because that birds protected the man. That those two Eshaim wanted to say, oh, Hashem is not bringing the parnasah. Hashem is not following on Shabbat. You should work also. Look, on the 7th day, the man fell down. They wanted to break the emunah of the Jewish people in the statement of Moshe Rabbeinu.
So
That's
if
another
you allow-
leniency. 4th one.
That's the reason he allows it. Yeah.
So if you allow it on Shabbat Shirah to feed the bird, so all year around you can feed the bird.
said Shabbat Shirah, the minhag, Rabotai. There is a reason for you over here to be lenient.
משנה עכשיו, פה זה מותר, פה זה לא.
You're going to go this Shabbat, feed the birds. What did you strengthen, Emunah?
But in general, if you're gonna ask over here now, for 20 people right now over here, who's feeding bird on Shabbat?
Let's say I want to
Maybe
go.
one- maybe
I
one-
want to go this Shabbat. Listen,
You see,
listen.
maybe
On
one.
the
that's
table,
it.
no, because every time
This
you have
Shabbat,
breadcrumbs,
I want to go with
put
my
it on
children to the lake and feed the geese. Can I do that or no?
This is different.
This Shabbat.
Shabbat, yes.
No.
According to Tosafot, yes, but halakha, bottom line, Not allowed to. What about 2 weeks from now? Shabbat Shira will be. Can I do that or no? Yes. What's the difference?
Because over there is a man, Parashat Man.
Because over there is a reason to strengthen the emunah of the Jewish people. Don't think that I will not give you parnasah. You go study Torah, I'll take care of your parnasah. Very good.
In my
Bechor, we are on page
time I have breadcrumbs,
273.
I do every night, not only Shabbat.